Hey dudes, Purple Cloud Cat here. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm gonna rant my tail off about how scalpers piss me off. But first, I'ma just ask you to like and subscribe because it allows me to do more silly art, buy more silly plush toys, and actually pay off my silly student debt. Thank you! Before I get into the topic, I quickly just want to talk about this illustration itself. I'm not sure if anyone here remembers Bearville, but essentially it was Build-A-Bear's online virtual world. You make your own character and you carry your own furry friend in your backpack and do fun activities around town. There was a minigame called Bobbing Fur Apples, in which you'd have to get as many apples out of the water-filled barrel as you possibly could. Honestly, I don't remember the game itself as being anything particularly special, but I still thought it would fit the autumn aesthetics while being a cute nod to Bearville itself. Along with Webkinz, Bearville was one of my favorite games to play as a child. I especially loved visiting the secret cafe. When I start my own cafe someday, it'll totally be inspired by this. Now, it's time to get into the actual topic of the video. Yippee! For anyone who doesn't know, Build-A-Bear came out with this lovely masterpiece of a plush toy, Pumpkin Kitty, in 2008. Since then, we wouldn't see another release for another 15 years, until they came out with their Vault Collection re-release in September of 2023. Long story short, they didn't supply nearly enough for the demand, and now kind-hearted and charitable scalpers are selling them upwards of $300 online, when the original was only $35. Not even for the original, but for the re-release. Yep, gotta love that artificial scarcity. Not gonna lie, when I saw the unstuffed one for $145, I was very much tempted, but then I decided I didn't want to support the grubby mitts of scalpers, nor take it from a parent who is actually financially stable enough to get it for their kid. I'm either gonna wait until it's no longer Halloween, or wait for Build-A-Bear to actually listen to their customers, but my bets are on the former. Honestly, I might just try to snag a 2008 one purely out of spite, and also because I think it would be pretty dang cool to have an original. Honestly, I'd much rather support someone who has preserved a piece of plush history for 15 years, rather than a mere scalper buying 12 pumpkin kitties just to try and secure their bag. Is it smart? Yeah. Does it make them cool and swag and respectable? I don't think so. But why do so many people love Pumpkin Kitty, and why were their limited sales so successful? Well, honestly, I think it's for the same reason that Basic Fun is re-releasing Generation 2 of Littlest Pet Shop toys. Gen Z and millennials currently have the most social and marketing influence in most social media spaces, and whether it's a jaded Gen Z kid yearning for simpler, cozier times, a collectible-loving millennial who now has their own kids and their own discretionary income to collect their own toys, or anyone in between, Build-A-Bear certainly has its grip on the toys and nostalgia market. Build-A-Bear has been around since it was founded on October 26 of 1997, and therefore an instrumental part of the childhoods of 90s and 2000s kids alike. I was born in 2002, so I would have been just 6 years old when Pumpkin Kitty first came out. And although Build-A-Bear was intended to be marketed towards kids, it's abundantly clear that they've recognized their nostalgia and pop culture hungry older audience. I mean, they have their Pokemon, and their Sanrio, and their Star Wars. Must I go on? I'm just glad I got my Bulbasaur while I did. I think another reason for Pumpkin Kitty's popularity is the integrity of the design itself. Although there are minor changes in texture and stylization between the 2008 and 2023 releases, the overall pattern and timeless appeal still remain. It's not in the same aesthetic as lots of Build-A-Bear's other designs that can appear as dated, tacky, or even just plain cheap. For almost the past month already, anything Build-A-Bear posts on Instagram will open the floodgates for die-hard Pumpkin Kitty fans to unleash their cries for them to bring back Pumpkin Kitty, or we don't care about these other releases, we want Pumpkin Kitty back. From what I can tell, the fabric almost looks vintage-like. Kind of like that very soft fabric that late 90s Beanie Buddies had. Although I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure because scalpers ruined my chance of even getting my own grubby mitts on a Pumpkin Kitty. To be fair, I also don't think Build-A-Bear should have allowed 4 purchases per person. They made it incredibly easy to resell for up to 10 times the original price. Anyways, not only is the texture reminiscent of vintage plushies, but so are the more rounded, less exaggerated shapes. The non-embroidered eyes give it a much more grown-up appeal, yet the pumpkin pattern is still very playful and fun. I also chose to include the spring green frog because I think he uses very similar design principles. Plastic eyes, simple, comforting, rounded shapes, but a bit more fuzzy. Both of these designs are very cottagecore in their own ways. It's just that the frog is more spring cottagecore, while the pumpkin kitty is more autumn cottagecore. Also, if you heard a jump, that was just my cat, Ani. She's just curling up on my lap right now. Anyways, for the sticker design, I decided to combine both spring and autumn aesthetics to equally celebrate both of these popular and beloved plushies. Plus, I thought mixing these supposedly opposite seasons would give me a fun challenge, especially as they share one main thing in common, which is rain. I gave Spring Frog a more traditional yellow raincoat while giving Pumpkin Kitty a more special seasonal raincoat because she definitely seems to be the star of the show right now. I thought playing with the transparency and sparkles on her raincoat would be a lot of fun. Overall, I just think they make adorable friends and I just love them both so much. For this being a 3-inch sticker design for my Patreon, I definitely put much more effort in than I really needed to. Actually, no. You know what? No effort is too much effort for Pumpkin Kitty. I am a firm believer in Pumpkin Kitty supremacy, and I refuse to back down on this. Scalpers, do not jot this down. Do not raise your prices, please, for the love of all that is good and holy. Y'all are already charging a week's worth of rent. No more. Think of the children. Oh, Ani. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all probably hear her purring. I know, I'm so whiny. I'm whiny and complainy and terrible. Oddly enough, after I've created and posting these illustrations, I've had at least 12 people telling me that this art reminded them of Webkinz, and I've even had an influx of Webkinz fans following me. This makes me so happy, as Webkinz were also a huge part of my childhood. Stay tuned for my Webkinz video. I also plan on doing a Littlest Pet Shop video to coincide with the reveal of the new toys coming out soon. With that being said, I would love to hear your comments on what LPS and Webkinz fan art I should do for my upcoming videos. I'll be putting up a few of my favorites on screen here, but there are so many varieties of both that definitely shouldn't be forgotten, and absolutely deserve some love. As for Webkinz in particular, my boyfriend loves Webkinz too, and was actually sweet enough to give me his rainbow armadillo. He just sits there and chills on my desk. His name is Xylophone. Some of his other favorites were the Ice Dragon and Nightmare Horse. I've heard the Nightmare was a lot of people's favorites. So edgy. As for LPS, I definitely want to draw the new Heterochromia Himalayan cat. I used to have this glittery Himalayan LPS, but I think a lot of people can relate to me when I say that a lot of my favorite childhood LPS toys just kinda disappeared. Now I've been slowly rebuilding the collection. I'm probably gonna need those Wacom sponsorships pretty soon. Alrighty, here are all my Pumpkin Kitty illustrations thus far on full display. I am not kidding when I say I have a pumpkin kitty obsession. Sorry, a pumpkin kitty problem. I made stickers too. And they're available in my shop in the description below. If you want these illustrations as stickers and prints, you can now get them through my Patreon. These are actually the September ones, but I'm trying something new in which first month patrons will receive the goodies of the current month, as well as choose any goodies within the past 2 months. So if you join in October, you'll receive October's goodies, as well as your choice of September's or August's. However, once November starts, you'll no longer be able to get August's, and in December, you'll no longer be able to receive September's. So basically, you have until December to get these pumpkin kitty goodies, but you might want to join sooner if you don't want to miss out on the other benefits. I also post full quality foam wallpapers. Repeat after me, full quality foam wallpapers. Coloring pages, work in progress snapshots, full quality illustration posts not blurred by social media, polls on what I should do next, and even occasional tutorials. Recently, I released a 2-hour classroom style tutorial on how I approach animal anatomy, which is absolutely jam-crammed with my art school and personal drawing knowledge. It's a good time. I know it'll be November by the time that I actually post this video, so if you want the August goodies, I'd allow it. I'll make sure to update y'all with the November merch by next video. Anyways, thanks for watching and also listening to me rant a bit. I wanted to create something special and comforting for those who weren't lucky enough to get this plush in its limited release, and I'm very proud of how it all turned out. Again, if you want the sticker and print, my Patreon is below. If you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and also feel free to comment down your thoughts below. I hope you have a cozy and fun rest of your day. Don't get grilled by the scalpers, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!